Well, hey there, nerds! Let me just say I'm really late on this. I'm going to just apologize for that, mostly because, I was on vacation. But I had a lot of fun, went to Virginia, visited some friends, and I want to just see how everyone's doing. We're also going to try summoning and going over the event schedule, so yay! Alright guys, so let's start off with the new patch. Of course, with the new patch we got a bunch of new weapons, and I figured, hey, let's go take a look at what's going on. Welcome to my old Kagerou that I stopped using when Poison Dagger fell out of favor. As you can see, I stopped really trying to upgrade her. Poison Dagger kind of fell out really quickly. It makes me sad, but Kagerou's Dart, from what I can tell, will be a lot more beneficial for her. I know some people might be disappointed that Poison Dagger didn't get a, improvement, but still, at the start of a combat, if a unit's attack is over, the foe's attack, it will grant her an additional attack and speed +4, which can be really quite useful for her. I'm a little bit wondering how well we're going to be able to boost that attack stat when it comes to this. As you can see, mine has an asset in it, but still, we'll have to wait and see. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on Kagerou, and of course, when you upgrade it, she's also going to take a 50% damage reduction from the first attack when she initiates. So that is going to be very useful for at least allowing her to initiate on a target, hopefully getting off those debuffs and maybe even killing a target a little bit more. Not Poison Dagger, but definitely a leg up for her, I think. A lot more of a surprise than I was expecting. In fact, I could say that for a lot of these weapon refines, mostly because I was looking at Oscar, and I'm really quite excited to see Oscar didn't end up with a gem weapon that was just boosted in stats and had a tactic, effect applied to it. I was expecting a Seth and Titania situation. We didn't get that. Instead, he got a loyal Great Lance, which just accelerates the special cooldown charge, and then when you refine it, it grants attack and speed +3 to infantry and cavalry allies nearby, as well as if they are within 2 spaces of an infantry and ally, infantry and cavalry ally, it will grant him attack and speed +3 during combat. So, yeah, that's a lot better, and will work really well, considering Oscar is honestly one of my more guilty pleasure units when it comes to the builds, because honestly, he's going to be a lot more useful, at least to me right now, with Loyal Great Lance. We'll have to see, though. We're just gonna have to wait a little bit and see what happens there. Definitely a better refine than what I was expecting there as well. Now, Saizo's star is probably the highlight of this update, at least for me, as well as Amity, which we'll get into in a second, because Saizo's star, after combat, if unit is attacks, inflicts, the typical smoke dagger effect, which is, +6 or -6 to all stats, at least on target and foes within 2 spaces, but additionally, it will grant a bonus to attack speed, defense, and res during combat, equal to the current penalty on each target's stats. And of course that calculates them separately, and considering the fact that Saizo already debuffs like a crazy person, this is going to benefit him really well. I can see a lot of people rolling with him, using close counter because of his defensive stats, and just going to town with a lot of what they have available for him. Considering the fact that a lot of things these days, from chills and everything else in there, are a lot more prevalent, he's definitely going to excel a little bit more with Saizo's star. So that is a big bonus to him. I'm definitely going to try to refine that and build up this Saizo, because this is probably the highlight here, just because of how he works. It's good synergy. Good use of that. And then finally we have the Queen of Crazy herself, Olympia, with, of course, Amity. So Amity, you may have realized, it doesn't really get too much of a change, at least with the base value, when you up it, outside of course, the additional 3 HP, but when you refine it and give it a special effect, it gets Swift Sparrow. Really? I mean, attack and speed +4. In case you couldn't tell, if you happen to have, Swift Sparrow already on her, that means she's going to be able to quad quite significantly. Like, probably a multitude of the units she's going to go up against, she's going to be able to quad, because of Amity already having that ability to double automatically, and the fact that Olympia, if you have it just right, should have really great speed as well. As you can see from there, my Olympia is plus speed, at least when it comes to assets, and is +2 in that regard. So, yeah, if you are a fan of Olympia, this is definitely going to push you overboard, I think. Really great refine for her, and it's just a simple solution, honestly. Alright, so, along with that, we also have the newest banner here, guys, which I'm sure you probably have noticed. That is Heroes from a Future Past. And while I didn't have much time to go over them, I'm just going to say what I think of the whole unit, whole unit pull here right now. Brady and Kel, I forget how to say her name. I really do apologize. I know a lot of you love her out there. They seem to be the most likely units when it comes to demoting. And while we're doing that, let's try summoning, shall we? Actually, wait a second. I may have to wait 1 second on that one. Let's talk about the event schedule first, as well as a few other things that have been found in the data before we continue on with this one. So, let's start off with the obvious factoid that you may have noticed, guys. So, in the data, there was a very mysterious character that showed up. You may see her on the left there. That, my friends, is Thor. She does not seem to be related to the story right now, at least in that regard. I'm sure a lot of you have probably gone through the newest chapter and saw some of those revelations there that are very interesting. Thor seems to be involved in Roker, or whatever the hell that is. Al Roker, as I like to call it. And she is definitely she shares a lot in common with Loki, who also kind of got gender bent when it came to transitional over here. I'm not going to spoil too much for what's going on there, but I'm really interested to see if she's actually going to be eventually rolled out into the story, as well as brought into a bigger, quote-unquote, I'm looking at a certain something, but if she's actually going to be a unit we'll be able to summon later on. Most likely. I don't doubt they will. She happens to have a giant axe, which I'm sure might be Mjolnir at this point. And then finally, guys, we have to talk about the event schedule that came out recently, and, well, what a surprise! There's going to be special heroes that are coming out. Summer's next special hero summoning is starting on the 20th, and that's probably the biggest takeaway. It looks like we're going to get a Tempest Trial with a new unit here. We have Cynthia, who's coming out on the 13th, who, by the way, really excited for. We'll definitely be very excited to see where that's going to go. We have Roker Sieges coming out on the 17th. And there is a lot to talk about. We have, there are so many summer banners that this is just going to drive people insane. Like, absolutely crazy. The next thing, though, for those who are wondering, it does not look like we're going to be getting any Three Houses characters, at least until the release of Three Houses. No surprises. That most likely is going to happen around the 26th of July, based on what I'm seeing from this event schedule. There's a lot going on here, and it's jam-packed with a lot of stuff. A lot of summer banner revivals. We're going to be getting, of course, 2 months of back-to-back summer banners, including, of course, the banners that came out from last year. So there's going to be a lot. A hell of a lot. We also have heroes with chill skills. Cool. New power skills, which means that we're probably going to be featuring all of those characters that we went over before. And we have a revival of Naysala. Ooh, nice. There's just not really much else to talk about there, but I'm really excited to see what's going to be coming in the next bit here. Place your bets on the summoning banners that are going to be coming out, the special summoning banners. What characters are you expecting there? I would go over stats and everything when it comes to, of course, these new characters here, but, well, there isn't much to really talk about because they're already out. Did you happen to get any of these characters out here? I'm going to try my hand on one summoning round throughout all of it. I don't really care about the colors. We have green, blues, and reds. No Brady for us, unfortunately, but that does mean that we might get a Na or a Yarny. Ooh, or even a Yell. Kiel? God, I'm really bad with her name. I was hoping she would actually say her name. I should have looked and saw if there was actually any dialogue there, but let's see what we're going to get. Alright, well, I, my friends, managed to get a Hawkeye. I guess that's just going to be how it is. I also need to go and unlock, of course, the concert hall in Aether Resorts, which I will do just a bit later. But for now, it's actually kind of exciting to be back and actually work on things. I'm going to be having a lot to work on in the next few days. For those who are wondering about the next lore video, it should be sometime this weekend, hopefully. And then we have a lot else to work with. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, I'm honestly really excited to see what's happening. Even though I'm super, super late. Oh my goodness. Hey, I got a Shauna na. Aww. She's gonna try her hardest, but I do want to know what you guys managed to get from this banner, and I do want to know what you think of this newest update. I will say, being able to change your music, at least for me, is super exciting and something that I've been waiting for ages, so seeing it actually brought into the game is a plus for me. Now, for those who are wondering, by the way, I did do a summoning, at least on this, with my free, summon, and I didn't get anything. I think I got a plus... No, not a plus, I got a 3-star something or other, and I honestly forget. Was probably a stall, knowing my luck, because of course I was going after Na, which I think a lot of you are at right now. Alrighty. And I got a Morgan. Okay. Well, that was my summoning session, folks. That was all of the new update that's out there. I am sorry I missed out on all the fun times, but I'm back now. Had a really wonderful vacation. I hope you guys are doing just as well as, can be. For now, though, nerds, I'll see you later. It's time for, well, more grinding. Lots and lots of grinding. I'm gonna get that Saizo ready for a fantastic fun time video. Alright, catch you nerds later.